Hello and welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage and today we're going to be having a look at Bitcoin. Before we jump into the price action, just want to say thank you for watching. If you're enjoying the content, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and leave us some feedback down below. Also in the description you'll find a link to Discord. Come check it out. It is free to join. Okay, so let's get into this fun stuff now. So what we're looking for with Bitcoin primarily remains the same for as long as we actually hold above the zone of this 21,351, which would be this low here. We can still look for that potential that we could see this rally to the upside. Whether this becomes a wave three or this becomes just a ABC pattern, we'll have to see. But there is still that potential to actually get a bigger five-wave structure to the upside here for as long as we hold this zone. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, it is starting to get quite long in the tooth, this move. And yeah, we wouldn't want to take much longer with this, but really, as long as we are above this zone, we could look for that possibility. Though it's becoming really improbable now, the way that it is actually taking so much time to play out, if it is actually the case. Okay, so the alternative is, we're looking for that potential to come lower down here into this 20,757 to the 17,104. And we're looking for that possibility that within here we have an A, B, and a C. We're going to look for a B wave retracement and then potentially come back down for that C wave as a bigger A, B, and a C pattern. So these are some of the things we're just looking at. I just want to go over this before we get into the micro counting. The alternative thing that we're also currently tracking is the possibility that this could be extending out here. It hasn't quite met the targets that I want to see yet for this though, but if we do start to move down lower, it could be possible that we could start to count some internal waves slightly differently, where we get this as a 1 2 1 2, then we'll get another 3 4 5, and then basically looking for a much bigger five-wave move to the downside, where all of this would actually become a wave three within this within this sequence. So, there is a couple of possibilities for that to play out. The structure is quite overlapping for the time being, so I'm not favoring that count just as of yet, but it is possible that we could see something like that play out if we start to break down and continue to fail to break above these highs and continue to extend to the downside. It could then become possible that we got something like that playing out, so we need to keep an eye on that. Okay, so let's get into the actual count here. So the way that I'm looking at it currently is that this is our A wave, this is our B wave, and I'm looking for the C wave to complete. So we have actually come down to that zone that we were talking about. We've just touched onto it. It's 21,838. But looking at the internal structure here, I would have to look at this as a diagonal here, where this becomes a one, two, three, potentially a fourth here, and then a fifth. This is valid for as long as we stay below the zone of this 22,489. But yeah, as long as we stay below that zone, we could still see a three-wave structure up here, and then have one more three-wave move to the downside to complete, which could potentially bring us back into this 21,838 to this 21,611. The 1 to 1 of this C wave is actually down here at this 21,600, this blue line down here. So that's a zone that we could actually look to move down into. So we need to also be aware that this could also, instead of being an A, B, and a C, turn into a WXY. In which case, what we could do is we could make this completion of this move here in the five-wave structure, get a retracement up, and then actually look to continue where this becomes a bigger W, X, and a Y to the downside as well. So, this move can potentially break this trend line here. We'd have to see. But, this channel has held up so far, so we'd have to see what a move into this fourth area would actually do. And we're going to discuss something about that with that potential of an extension. The fact that we've got this channel line sitting here along the side, this previous fourth wave, is just a little bit concerning in the sense that we could see some further extension in here. Potentially, we count this as an additional 1, 2 in there. This all becomes a 3. We get a fourth wave up back into this zone, and then we'd look to drop down one more time. And then that would start to tie into that potential of that impulse and that extension. So we're going to go over that. However, if we do just move into this area and we actually, push up high enough here, and we look to actually come back towards this 24,000 range, potentially then what we could just have is this all as, like I said, a big A wave. We come back up into this zone for a B wave, and then we actually look for that C wave to the downside. So this previous B wave location will be an interesting one if we do move back up here. That would then be looking for actually a retest of this B wave, as well as coming into this golden pocket here, which would be this 24,000 to this 23,889 zone. So this is something to keep an eye on. If we do get a three-wave move to the upside here, need to be aware we could see further rejection to the downside. So this is what we currently track. Obviously, for as long as we fail to break significantly above this zone here of this previous fourth wave, which would be 22,662. We need to be allow for the fact that even within this wave here, we could be getting extension. Even if this is a diagonal, this could be wave 1 of 5, where we get a wave 2 come up, 3, 4, and a 5 still. So there's a lot of things that can still play out from this point. But primarily, I do think we're going to get one more move to the downside into this box area. And then from there, we're going to have to see what happens. If we do move up and take this high, it would invalidate any further extensions within this structure in the sense of an impulse. And then basically from there, what we'd be looking for is this support, this resistance area. If this fails, then we could be within that bigger move where that becomes a 1, 2, and then we look to that move to the upside. Though we'd only get confirmation of that by a bigger move up towards this 29,876 um, area. So that would be looking for this potential for a third wave up here, looking to push up into this zone. So we'd have to see how this plays out. If we do look at this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, then we could be looking at this as the fifth wave still playing out from back here. Even though it is possible, like I said before, this could actually complete there. So the alternative is that we're on our way down to this onto this box, into this box area. This could be a potential support zone if we're looking for that bullish case where this becomes an A, a B, and a C to the upside, or alternatively, where this becomes a 1, 2, and then we look for a third wave up. We don't have that confirmation yet, but this box area of this 20,757 to the 7,104 is a key zone. We lose this 7,104, it becomes 17,104, sorry, it becomes less likely that we're going to have that continuation to the upside here. And rather, we are then looking for that potential to push down for a fifth wave still, where this actually just becomes a fourth, and then we look to break down. Okay, so now looking at this in the 5 wave move potential for the downside. Like I said, we don't have confirmation of this yet. This is something that I'm just tracking at the moment, where we could look at this as a series of ones and twos up the top end of this move, where this becomes 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then we're starting to break to the downside here. I'd only get confirmation of this count by a move down to this 21,099, and then seeing a 3 wave structure back up into this area and retesting it, and then seeing continuation and another 5 wave move. So until we actually get this third wave, this fourth wave confirmation, and start moving down in this fifth wave, we need to be aware that this could invalidate, because really, like I said, if we have a move back up here past this zone of this B wave at this 24K, it becomes less likely that we're going to see this extension play out in this way, and then we would lose structure. So really, if we want to see this play it out to the downside, what we'd want to see is basically to see whether we get a additional leg up here after this completes, slightly lower here, where this becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whether we get 3 wave structure back up here into this fourth wave position. This 382 sits in that area as well, this 22, 5, 6, 7. So if we do move back up into this zone in a 3 wave move, potentially what we could then see is a rejection here again, which could look to push us down towards this 21,109. And if that is the case, what we'd have to say within here is that either, depending on whether we take this fourth wave high or not, this could then become a 1, 2, and then we push down as a third wave. Or alternatively, what we could have is within this top structure here, we could look at this as a 1, 2, 1, 2. The thing is, to be honest with you, I prefer counting this as a diagonal within here, but yeah, sometimes with these waves are a bit tricky to count in the smallest time scales. So I'm just looking out for this fact. If we do continue to face rejection off of this zone, it would indicate that we have extension within these waves, and then depending on how that actually forms, we could look for a deeper push down towards this 21,109. If we do make it down here, be careful of this previous fourth. We could see further three-way structure up and then continuation to the downside again, back into this 22,779 to this 22,286 region. So keep an eye on that. If this does start to push down here and exceeds this box area that we looked at, that we're looking at, potentially the next zone we could see is potentially a double bottom here if it's going to hold above this line, or alternatively towards this 21,099 area. Okay, so I think I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video. Leave us some feedback down below, and also in the description you'll find a link to Discord. Come check it out, it's free to join. As well as that, you'll find affiliate links for BYBIT and Prime XBT within the description. Check them out. The great exchanges that we use on a regular basis. If you don't have an account, using the affiliate link to open one does help support the channel, and we do appreciate it. Everyone have a great day. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.